guys, this is Lord Chael speaking on behalf of our show sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords and ladies. They allow you to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so you can officially call yourself a lord or a lady. Established Titles is not just about your ego. You also get to do some good. In addition to your new fancy title, Established Titles supports global charities like One Tree Planet and Trees for the Future to help with the afforestation effort. Your title pack gets you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land in a private estate in Scotland. Your certificate features a unique plot number where you can see the exact location of your land. And right now, Established Titles is holding 200 plots of land right next to mine. So come join me in the Bad Guy Inc. Kingdom. Getting this certificate even allows you to officially change your name to Lord or Lady. Put it on your credit card, put it on your plane tickets, or if you're so inclined, put it on your dating profile. Makes for a great last-minute gift, and there's even couples packs that come with adjoining plots of land. Established Titles is having a great limited-time sale. Go to establishedtitles.com/Chael to save 10% off today. Remember to use the promo code Chael, or just click on the link below. Where should we begin? Where should we begin, and how many different emotions are you guys having right now? There was more storylines going in to UFC 280, and there's more storylines coming out, right? That's when you know a card delivers, by the way. I know it's presented to you, the audience, that you love action and that you love finishes. I know people keep telling you that to the point that you start to believe that it's true. If you want to know what a good card is, okay, there's only one thing that drives business, which is anticipation. UFC 280 had it. Now, how do you know if a card delivered? It's not by knockouts, and it's not by submissions, and it's not by fight of the year candidates. I know you're told that. To the point that you believe it and you tell it to other people, that isn't the real test. Do you have anticipation going in, coming out the back end? Do you have storylines? If you got resolution to everything, you've got a problem. If you have a match that you can go and line up, okay, good job. But in this case tonight, guys, 5. We have 5 different storylines. So now 280 gets to live on. 280 gets to continue. Here, I want to start here, guys, because I want to start with Aljo. Now, I've been very open to share with you guys my personal relationship with both Dillashaw and Aljo. I've admitted that as a way of trying to protect my bias, but that doesn't change the fact that I have a bias. There's nothing I can do about it, even if it's subconscious. Now, one thing that I learned about T.J. Dillashaw, and I brought to you guys, because he looks like such a nice guy. TJ's this handsome guy. He's a well-fit guy. He's a wonderful athlete. He's an educated man. He married his longtime sweetheart, right? TJ is just straight out of a fairy tale. One thing I learned about TJ when I went and watched him train is he's mean. That's a hell of a word to use. Because in most walks of life, I just insulted him. Well, if you're in the fight business, no, I did not. I just added something to it, but I'm just sharing with you guys, TJ's mean, TJ's tough, TJ inside, and if you go back to his college days at Fullerton, did not reach his goals. Story that I have never shared with you was being at the Pac-10 tournament and having Dillashaw eliminated. I've never shared this story with you. I was just a fan. I just happened to be there. TJ was younger than me. I was back and watching, but seeing him eliminated and not being able to make it to the next step, and his whole family around him, and the entire family in tears, including TJ. I never shared that story with you. I don't say that now for any other reason than to help that would explain how T.J. Dillashaw, who had a very rough life and a rough career, it just is, that of a college wrestler, it's rough. You're not having the good times. You're not having the fun. You're tired nonstop. And the only thing you have to look forward to is tomorrow at 3 when you got to go do it all over again. His college career ended in a huddle up with his family, sobbing. And this is one of the reasons that at 36 years old, just shy of 37, he can still compete at this level. And when the going gets tough, you're going to come down to how bad do I want it? And we will all be analysts that come out there and want to tell you how good a guy is, or how good his opponents were, or what his ranking is, or how many things that he's won, how quick his jab is, how good his takedowns are. That stuff's relevant and it's fun in the first 5 minutes. In the very first round, athleticism comes into play. After that, you're in a tough guy contest. You either have to want it, you have to want to be there, it has to matter to you, or it doesn't. And for a lot of guys who achieved their goals early, they won those state championships, they won those NCAA championships. For a lot of those guys, they don't want it because they don't need it. They don't need it because they've already had it. T.J. Dillashaw had his shoulder go out 30 seconds into a match. In front of the world against the champion. That is a nightmare. If any of you had done wrong, you've done something wrong. Whatever the violation, but if you did wrong and I was the judge, and I could sentence you to 2 years confinement, or, and I let you choose, or you have to go in there in a cage with a guy your size who's the baddest dude in the world. Which would you choose? Because, right, I mean, you see where that's an actual thought. So when I tell you that this is a nightmare, you then are going to have one arm behind your back, which is what TJ did. He's out there with one arm. One arm is of no use. You're out. You're done. You look to the corner, they wave the fight off, you tell your story at the press conference, you get on a jumbo jet and you head home. Because it's not going to change. TJ sticking around and staying out there doesn't change the outcome. He is for sure going to lose. He's taking on the best guy in the world. Oh, and by the way, he's only got one arm. Well, that's not the way TJ saw it. He did hang in there. Apparently to the fact that he told the referee, Mark Gardner, in the back, hey, ref, just so you know, my shoulder goes in and out a lot. If it goes out, which it's likely to do, don't freak out. I'm used to it. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that the referee can still do his things. I'm just sharing with you that this wasn't a freak accident. TJ expected this to happen. That would be a nightmare. He walked out there anyway. When it did happen, he continued on anyway. After it happened, there's a break, 1 minute, where he's with his corner and his doctors, and he assured everybody, I would like to continue on. I'm just sharing with you. T.J. Dillashaw is something special. And he does need to be looked at for that, in addition to the fact that if he would have won tonight, it would have made him the first ever three-time champion of 135 pounds. Three-time champion. Very incredible. And before we use as an excuse to take away from Aljo, you do have to remember how I started this speech, which was 30 seconds into the contest. 30 seconds into the contest, that shoulder went out. Well, what happened in those 30 seconds? Aljo landed shots. Aljo slipped shots. Aljo closed the distance. Aljo sprung. Aljo took him down. There's not another time in TJ's career, a two-time champion coming in tonight, there's not another time in his career when he was in that much jeopardy 30 seconds into the fight. Really a remarkable spot. I mean, even the night that Henry caught him and put him away, before you think you have to correct me and tell me about the 18 seconds, I can read a clock too. Getting hit and getting hurt is the same thing as being in jeopardy. It was just an incredible performance, because when we talk about storylines, you do have the story of what do you do with TJ. My son watched this fight with me, and my son turned to me and said, Dad, did he just retire? And I said, I don't think so, son, but I couldn't come any stronger than that. TJ said everything that you would say at a retirement event, except for the word retirement. I don't know where TJ goes from here. If he comes back, he's going to be very sought after. We know that. Guys are going to be coming for him. It means something. But does he want to do that? Does he want to start that back over? Interesting weight class. Interesting spot. Aljo's the king. And right, nobody's a star until they're the star. Nobody's over until they're over. And you need certain nights and you need certain performances. I think Aljo's, in conjunction with the dance afterwards, in conjunction with the shot he had with Daniel Cormier, in conjunction with the fact that it appears he's drawing to Sugar Sean, I think maybe the big coming out moment for Aljo's stardom to be over, to be sought after by you guys, I think perhaps it was tonight.